Welcome to VSB News Online for Monday, July 13th. I'm Charles Webb. Detectives are investigating a report of a dawn robbery on the middle road near the junction with Khyber Pass. The incident occurred at 7:25 this morning when a male complainant was riding his motorcycle east along the road when two males on another motorcycle rode alongside and brandished what appeared to be a firearm and a machete. The suspects were riding a red Honda Airblade-style bike. The complainant's motorcycle was taken from him along with a large quantity of cash from a local business. Police say one of the suspects was wearing a red rain jacket and the other wore blue jeans and a light-colored sweat top. Police later recovered the victim's motorcycle, which is undergoing a forensic examination. They are particularly interested in speaking to anyone who may have seen anyone fitting this description between 7 and 7:30 this morning. They would also like the driver of a gray-colored Peugeot motorcar who stopped to speak with the victim and witnessed the event to come forward. Detective Inspector Colin King can be contacted at the Criminal Investigation Unit at 247-1252 or call the main police line 295-0011 or Crime Stoppers hotline at 800-8477. If you had often thought that the truth was stranger than fiction, you'll be interested in the latest revelations that have emerged regarding the claim by Ombudsman Victoria Pearman that the immigration authorities were negligent in disregarding the application of a Bermudian professional in a recent case. As Brian Darby reveals, there is more to this story than meets the eye.
It has come to VSB News' attention that the Bermudian professional involved in the recent Ombudsman's row with the Ministry of Human Affairs was involved in a 14-year legal fight with the previous PLP government over similar issues. This led in 2009 to the then Acting Minister of Culture, Michael Scott, refusing the Human Rights Commission's request that her complaint of racial prejudice be referred to a board of inquiry. The UBP government had decided in the 1990s not to appoint her to the Chief Civil Service Veterinarian post, and it was this decision that was later taken up at her insistence by the Judiciary, the Human Rights Commission, and the previous Ombudsman Arlene Brock. Her complaint was rejected. It transpires that the professional failed the exam of the North American Board of Veterinary Examiners 4 times and the UK Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons exam once, leading the Human Rights Commission to report that it would have been negligent of the investigating committee to approve her application. Now, in the more recent case, the Bermudian professional complained to the Department of Immigration that the qualifications for the post she was seeking had been set too high. But Minister Michael Fahey was later to rule that she was not sufficiently qualified for the position. Brian Darby reporting for VSB News.
There's yet another political poll. This is the second poll in a week, and it was taking a look at the popularity of Bermuda's leaders and with very different results. The Global Research and Strategy Group's June poll covered 403 registered voters and showed Premier Michael Dunkley well ahead with an approval rating of 48% compared with opposition leader Mark Bean's rate of 31%, a 17% lead. Premier Dunkley has a 79% approval rate from white voters and 32% from black voters, while Mr. Bean had a 5% approval rating from white voters and a 46% rating from black voters. The previous poll on the subject, issued by Profiles of Bermuda, had the two political leaders neck and neck. Another medical professional could take her place in the island's medical field of the future, thanks to the Brown Family Scholarship Committee, which bestowed on Rian Ming the 2015 award worth $5,000 to commence her studies at Howard University. Dr. Ewart Brown, president of Brown Darrow, presented the check today at the Brown Darrow Clinic.
Rian applied to Howard University and was hopeful, as she should have been, of admission, but she knew that Howard University has 120 seats available in the medical school and receives 9,500 applications for those 120 seats. Johns Hopkins receives about 6,500 applications for 120 seats. So it's highly competitive. And I was absolutely delighted when I got the word that she had been accepted. Of course, she's already started, because when she prepared her resume, she already has on the resume the date of her intended graduation. And so that tells me that she sees it as a challenge. She sees it as something that might be difficult, but does not constitute a defeat. And we look forward to her work, her performance at Howard. We monitor our students who receive this award, and we have no doubt that Ms. Ming will represent herself and her family members very well. Brianne, on behalf of the Brown family, here is your confirmation of the deposit of $5,000 into your account to help you with your higher education. Congratulations.
Firstly, I would like to start by thanking the Brown Family Scholarship Committee for selecting me to be the recipient of this award. I'm incredibly honored, and these funds will help me to pursue my lifelong passion of studying medicine at Howard University. I'm also very thankful for the support and encouragement of my family members. And I also want to take this time to thank everyone who has come today and to also show their support. Thank you.
I am very passionate, and my family members are passionate about the issue of education. And we feel that we can never do enough to assist young people who want to achieve great things.
The new $6 bus service between St. George's and St. David's is proving to be a resounding success. And after a week of steady support from locals and visitors alike, Calvin Ferbert, president of Triangle Tours, invited the Bermuda Tourism Authority to send its sales staff over for a personal experience. Mr. Ferbert, who worked at the East End Baselands for 17 years and served on the tourism board for 10, has forsaken his office to act as a tour guide.
Now you just sit behind a desk, but you're out driving.
I drive,
do you enjoy that?
I love meeting people. That's where I love it. I just love to talk to people and tell them different things about Bermuda.
And the idea here is to do something fresh, do something new for our tourists, and,
That's right.
and you had the chance to show them. We'd like to see more people, wouldn't we? Some parts of where you're stopping
That's right.
need some
It
tourism.
needs people, that's right. Because there's a beautiful beaches, or it's about, approximately, I think it's about 8 or 9 beaches, or people that don't know. It's 3 here, and then there's quite a few over the back over there.
Yeah.
And it's
Pristine.
And I tell people, in fact, some of the beaches don't even have a name yet. I was talking to a couple last week. I said, name it Cal Beach. And they said, yeah, I'm thinking to tell everybody about Cal's Beach.
So they get on in town in St. George's.
St. George's.
You take them out, and where'd you visit?
We make one stop at Carter House, we let them off there. Then we come to Clearwater, and then we go to Nassau out here. And then from there we leave, we go up to the lighthouse, St. David's Lighthouse.
A different story in every place.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You act as tour guide as well as
I'm doing a little bit of everything. Driving, talking to them, telling them about this part of the island.
That's in your heart, isn't it?
I love it.
Pat Philip Fern of the Bermuda Tourism Authority led the group on there and afterwards expressed her pleasure at the obvious appeal of the historic and environmental attractions available on the route.
We're congratulating the entrepreneurs, the young entrepreneurs behind this. It's exposing the visitors to an underutilized part of the island. I mean, the beaches in the East End and the historical sites in St. David's. It's a wonderful way to get people out there to see what's on offer down here.
Well, your staff impressed, they seem to be.
Oh yes, it's a great field trip for us as well.
Ideas
it helps
popping.
us. Ideas definitely popping. It's good for us to be able to see, experience it ourselves, and make sure that what's being provided to the visitor is new and it's fresh. It actually addresses a long-standing issue with transportation out to some of the sites in St. David's. So it's a very practical solution that also offers good value to the visitor. And the $6 ticket gives you all those beaches on the loop all day. You can hop on, hop off. It's fantastic.
Now, of course, you might look at the West End to Somerset one day.
Indeed. I mean, this is the West End and Dockyard is a hub for us in terms of tourism development, and just like the East End, I think these concepts can definitely be replicated elsewhere. And the value of it is something that's very important. You know, we have an outstanding destination, and to provide value for money at every opportunity is a very good thing as well.
As of September the 1st, the National Office for Seniors and the Physically Challenged will be changing its name to the Office of Aging and Disabled Services, in keeping with overseas practice. Health Minister Jeannie Atherton hopes this will crown the efforts of the Seniors Advisory Council, which has been appointed to strengthen services for seniors.
This rebranding forms part of an important reorganization within the National Office, which will ensure that our seniors and persons with disabilities receive the best attention their issues demand. As the remit of NOSPEC changes, it is important the relevant legislation should also be amended to provide better protection for our seniors and persons with disabilities. With seniors being the fastest growing population, we need to have better legislative protection for them as well as persons with disabilities. Amendments to the current legislation are necessary in order for the National Office to operate more effectively for the benefit of these populations. The Seniors Advisory Council, SAC, was appointed at the beginning of the year and has met regularly. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Council established 6 task groups to review goals, objectives, and recommendations developed by the 2013 SAC and further develop these for consideration by the Ministry of Health. MIDI has completed its review and developed recommendations to 1. Strengthen community-based supports and services, CBSS, support families and informal caregivers, strengthen the island's long-term care system, nursing homes and residential care facilities, and bolster protection for seniors from abuse and fraud, etc. Promote active aging, and promote accountability, collaboration, and comprehensive planning for seniors.
And now we turn to Earl Basin with the latest from the sports desk.
A 16-year wait ended on day 1 of the 2015 Pan American Games right here in Toronto as Bermuda's Flora Duffy captured the bronze medal in the women's triathlon. Duffy described the day this way.
It took a lot of belief to get me through that race. I came onto the run pretty tired, and it took me a while to find my running legs, but I always know I run the second half better than the first half, so really the first half is just hang in there, hold position, and then really try to build and, you know, get as many positions as I can. And honestly, I was so motivated on that run. There was some team tactics going on by the Americans, which really frustrated me, and you know, it felt really great for little Bermuda to beat that massive country and to win a medal and to be on the podium. And it's huge for me and for Bermuda, and I'm so proud.
When did you realize you had that 3rd place in the bag?
Oh wow, not till, you know, 20 minutes before the finishing shoot. I was really hurting, and I was just hoping the girls behind me were hurting too. Luckily, Dan, my boyfriend, and he's here as the Team Bermuda coach, which has been awesome. I mean, I owe him a huge amount for me finishing on the podium. I could not have done this without him. It's incredible what it's to come to a big race with support like that. You know, I felt so comfortable, and I knew every detail was taken care of. So I came into this race confident, and yeah, I didn't know I was 3rd until I crossed that line, and it was a huge relief. It was cool. My parents are there in the stands. They had the Bermuda flags, and yeah, it's just amazing. Virginia
McKee competed in dressage. She explained what the moment was like as she entered the ring.
Tense. Tense, and I thought I had it all planned correctly today, but we still did a little bit too much. So yeah.
I mean, overall, are you happy with the horse's performance? And
yeah.
Obviously, I know that you're a little bit disappointed in yourself. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
These are things that we learn from.
I'm super happy with him.
Yeah.
Super happy. The only reason he went the way he did was just because I did too much.
Okay. All right.
So I killed it.
So we move on from that, and we now know.
Live and learn.
Yeah. that you've got an amazing horse.
Yes.
And now we just need to get the confidence in the.
Yeah. And learn that I don't. I don't have to do anywhere near as much as I did.
Sydney Mason finished 27th during the gymnastics artistic program. Mason recorded an overall score of 43.250%. Mason offered this advice to her young Bermudian teammates following her performance.
Work as hard as you can because it definitely pays off. Something like this is once in a lifetime, and you don't want the opportunity to miss because you're a little bit scared. You want to do it because you make your country proud, and you make your coaches proud, and you make yourself proud, and it's really exciting.
Cece Woolman and Cameron Pimentel had a long day of waiting on day one of the Pan American Games sailing event going on in Canada. Due to a lack of wind, the sailors were not sent out onto the water until after 3 p.m. yesterday, only to be able to sail one race. Woolman, sailing in the women's laser radial fleet, finished 11th, while Pimentel finished 15th in the only race in the men's laser fleet. Bermuda went down by 90 runs in the final ICC Under-19 Americas Division World Cup qualifiers at Lord's and St. David's on Saturday. Bermuda went into the game knowing a win and they advance, a loss and they stay home. Canada batted first and were bowled out for 202. Haresh Thakur was their top scorer for the day with a score of 67. Mackay Simons was the pick of the Bermuda bowlers. He bowled 10 overs. He took 4 for 21. In reply, Bermuda could only manage 112 runs. Batsmen 8, 9, and 10 were the only ones to make double figures. Shaquille Otterbridge was the top scorer with 26, batting at number 9. Jordan Smith, batting at number 8, added 25. And Corey Smith, batting at number 10, scored 21. Abdul Hasib was the pick of the Canadian bowlers, returning figures of 7 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 20. Also on Saturday, Southampton Rangers forfeited the Western County Cup to Willicots after refusing to take the field. Felix Cutler, Tate Stefanock, Joe Aerosmith, and Luke Medeiros all concluded representing Bermuda at the North American Optimus Sailing Championships in Antigua. Stefanock finished 15th in the Yellow Fleet with 83 net points, while Aerosmith finished 45th in the same fleet with 175 net points. Larson won the Blue Fleet with an overall score of 146 net points, while Thomas Rayner finished 19th with 209 net points, and Cutler finished the competition in 31st in the Blue Fleet with 240 points. Amadi finished the Red Fleet with 293 points. That put him in 9th place in the division, while Medeiros finished 40th with 375 points. The Bermuda Rugby Under-19 squad took to the field in Orlando to compete in the 2015 North American Caribbean Rugby Association's Under-19 Caribbean Rugby Championships. Bermuda took on a strong United States of America South team in their opener and went down 24-0. In Premier Division cricket, Bailey's Bay defeated St. David's Cricket Club by 3 wickets. Scores: St. David's Cricket Club all out for 101, Bailey's Bay 102 for 7. Southampton Rangers won by 54 runs in their Premier Division match against Willicots up at the Somerset Cricket Club. Southampton Rangers scored 180 for 2, while Willicots were all out for 126. In First Division play, Western Stars won by 11 runs over PHC. Scores: Western Stars all out for 99, PHC all out for 88. Devonshire Recreation Club won by 8 wickets over Ward Workmen's Club at Southampton Oval. Ward Workmen's were all out for 96, with Devonshire Recreation Club scoring 102 for 2. Chase Smith and Erica Hawley are the 2015 Healthy Choice 5K male and female champions. Smith cruised his way to the title when he crossed the line in a time of 16:35. Evan Norday finished second, recording a time of 17:19, and Winter Olympian and Commonwealth Games triathlete Tucker Murphy finished third in a time of 18:13. Youth Olympian Hawley ran to victory with a time of 22:16, finishing 14th overall. Martina Olaseki Bell finished 1 spot back, clocking a time of 22:20, and the third female finisher was Melissa Logie, who finished 18th overall with a time of 22:48. The Tokyo Medium Distance Time Trial took place in Southside yesterday with some 41 riders taken to the course. Anthony Bartley won the male open race, clocking a time of 39:01.4. Daniel Oatley finished second, recording a time of 40:49.7, and Adam Hopkins finished third in a time of 42:29.4. In the female veteran division, it was won by Wanda Roberts, who clocked a time of 48:23.7. Sarah Farrell was second in the division with a time of 51:11.2, and Temi Ingham finished third, clocking 52:34.5. 3 fighters, 6 wins, 3 bouts. It was a successful trip for members of the Bermuda Sandshell Association who competed in their first overseas competition for the year. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
And now for the weather for Tuesday, July 14th. There will be sunny breaks with a few showers and a chance of thunder. Winds will be southwesterly and moderate with strong gusts around showers. The high will be near 85 and the low near 78. This weather forecast is the courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Monday, July 13th. I'm Charles Webb.